It is 7:17. We saw a ton of rain yesterday. Anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain fell across the South Shore in the metro area. It was a big impactful event for a lot of us yesterday with all the heavy rain that lasted for so long. Some of us got over 4 inches in a few spots across the river parishes and the metro. Even the North Shore, anywhere from 1 to 3 inches. Same goes for South Mississippi. We had a really wet and soggy day yesterday. Today, I think we'll see more heavy rain set up across the area. It's difficult to say exactly where the heavy downpours will set up later today, but it looks to be pretty possible once again. As our upper pattern is very unsettled, we stay in this active regime with a lot of moisture around, so make sure you're staying weather aware on your Father's Day. Bring your rain gear with you and always check the radar to see how things are going throughout the afternoon, because that's when the storms are expected to really fire up. As of right now, we're starting off the morning mostly dry. There are some showers and storms along the coast and in Lower Plaquemines Parish and Port Sulphur. We have some heavier showers in a few spots, though most of us are starting our morning nice and quiet. Plenty of sunshine to begin the day. Wonderful outside with our View Orleans camera looking out over the Mississippi River. 79 degrees. The rain did bring us some cooler temperatures. We're starting our morning in the 70s, but it is a sticky, humid morning. It feels like 83 degrees. Calm winds with dew points in the upper 70s, so it is going to be humid and hot today. Temperatures should reach the lower 90s this afternoon. Your Father's Day forecast looking good in the morning, and even through the afternoon, yes, we have that chance to see some scattered heavy rain and storms. It's still going to be hit or miss where not everyone gets in on the action, but if you do, you may be under some intense rainfall, kind of like we saw yesterday. Our feels like temperatures will get into the triple digits again throughout the late morning into the afternoon as well, so make sure you stay cool and drink plenty of water if you will be out and about. Though, of course, like we saw yesterday, if it rains a lot, it really knocks down the temperature and the heat problem. Throughout the course of the afternoon, we'll have the heavy showers and storms setting up. They'll last throughout the afternoon and into the early part of the evening, and then by the nighttime hours, they wind down. For the most part, there could be a couple showers into the overnight, but not a whole lot. Tomorrow, we'll do it again. Scattered storms in the mix Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So the unsettled pattern continues through most of this week. More heavier showers at times tomorrow with some stronger thunderstorms possible today and tomorrow, like we saw yesterday. Loud thunder, a lot of lightning. Definitely talking about some brief gusty winds in addition to some heavy showers. That's all a possibility with these storms today, tomorrow, and throughout the midweek time frame. Tuesday, once again, scattered storms in the mix, sometimes of heavy rain into Tuesday. That'll be off and on throughout the course of the day Tuesday and again through Wednesday. So unfortunately, this pattern continues to set up across the region. No big changes until later in the week. We could see finally a pattern change. Today, like yesterday, we're in a marginal risk for excessive rainfall, so it just depends on where the storm's set up. We could see some isolated and localized street flooding. Like I mentioned, there's a ton of moisture in the air. Our upper pattern is unsettled. We have this upper troughing across the lower Mississippi Valley, and that's been around the last few days, and that will continue to stay in place through the midweek time frame. So our rain chances stay elevated through midweek, around 70 to 80% chance of rain, but later in the week, finally, Thursday, Friday, and next weekend, we should finally dry up as our upper pattern changes. High pressure will start to build in, and it should dry us up going into late week into next weekend, but then we'll heat up under that pattern. So temperatures around 90 degrees through midweek with the enhanced rain chances, but next weekend temperatures get into the mid 90s, so the heat does tack on as our rain chances do go down going into next weekend. Still nothing out in the tropics over the next week. All that dust in the Atlantic Basin keeping things quiet, but like we've been talking about, we're going to watch this area of moisture in Central America as it moves into the southern Gulf later in the week, and all that moisture looks to move into eastern Mexico and South Texas. We actually look to dry out as we go into later in the week as that high pressure builds in, so our rain chances should finally be lower, but we'll watch that area of moisture as it drifts off to our south. No worries for us. Here's that 7-day. Get ready for more rain through the next several days.